For my last piece of canna education on here ever, I'll tell my story with cannabis. And then after this, for any of your cannabis science questions, go to CV Sciences. There'll be a link to the top, and this account will go back to being books and fun. The reason that I'm such a devil's advocate whenever it comes to cannabis and talking about the harms is that I've had a very double-edged sword relationship with it. When I started, it was not pleasant experiences, but I kept doing it because it was something and it helped with the social awkwardness, but also made it incredibly more painful. And it took me years to realize that I should generally only be using this by myself or with a very small group of people on the same wavelength. And my lack of self-control was really amazing, which, you know, now I'm in 12-step, I'm not surprised by all that. I'm also impulsive, which when you look at the studies of substance use disorders, that's the personality trait most present, and I'm impulsive. So I would use this impulsively, and I would definitely use it before parties, even though I knew it would make the experience worse, and it did. And I would keep doing it despite knowing the social harms. That being said, when I used it by myself, it was really amazing. It helped with relaxation, for good thoughts, and it also a lot was the set and setting of how I chose to use it. My ritual was I would, and because of my circumstances, I would go for a walk. And walking and smoking became my thing, and I'd just be out there having my think. And it probably would have been almost as good for me to just be out walking and thinking. I think the cannabis helped, but because of the ritual with it, it certainly helped, and at least got me out there doing it. But over 20 years of a relationship, it changes, and it doesn't give back in the same kind of way. Certainly the highs and the lows aren't there like they used to be, but there is a sense of balance now that it brings to my life. And unfortunately, I feel like there's a sense of panic when I don't have it, and I get nervous about not having it, which is not a great feeling, and you always wonder how much dependent you are, especially when sometimes you still use at times when it probably isn't the best. You're never wrecking your life, but sometimes you're like, that wasn't the right call, and I'm not where I should be or would be the best for me right now. And so I've seen it do harms in my own life. Luckily, it's not harms like booze does or some of the other things, but I see it cause harm in myself, and I see how addictively I can use it, and so I try to talk about that being a possibility for people. Yes, it's an amazing medicine, but she's a multi-headed spirit, and so that's my thought.